Sapnap, an extremely big Minecraft YouTuber with over 4.6 million subscribers. Recently, he's been kind of getting a bunch of hate by not just people who are there to hate on Minecraft YouTubers in general, but in fact his actual fans. And that is because he has quite literally made one of the biggest blunders in his entire career. It all started with a post where he announced that he signed a deal with Kick.com, as you can see up there. By the way, don't follow that website is terrible. And of course, a lot of people, his fans especially, did not like this announcement. Why? It's mainly because the majority of Sapnap's fan base are all LGBTQ, people of color, women. I don't know, that sounded terrible. What I'm trying to say is his fan base is made up of a lot of underrepresented groups in the gaming space. However, Kick.com is a website that has an audience base largely against the groups that are his fan base. And because of that, people obviously don't want to support it. And it seems people are going really with that because despite the fact that he has over 1 million followers on Twitter or X, he only got 3,000 followers on Kick in 2 fucking days. Of course, he wanted to respond to a lot of the criticism he's been getting, and so he posts a Pastebin on his private account. However, that Pastebin only kind of made things worse. After all, his own friend Tubbo believed that the Pastebin was just a troll. He couldn't even believe that Sapnap genuinely wrote it himself. So let's analyze it and see just why it's as bad as people are saying. So the Pastebin starts off with, as you guys know, I just recently announced that I signed a streaming deal with Kick. First of all, I want to start by saying that I am really excited for this new chapter and really want to try and explain how this all came to be and my perspective of this. We start off pretty lighthearted. He just says how he's excited for what's to come and he wants to explain why he did what he did. However, that's probably as good as this entire Pastebin gets. The rest is kind of just terrible. I've always loved streaming and I'm always looking for excuses to stream as much as I can. It's been 2 days and he hasn't streamed once. As I have gotten busier traveling and doing a lot more stuff than I used to, I have constantly been trying to get a streaming deal to force me to stream as much as possible because of course money is number one. I'm sorry, but that really does read as if I'm not getting paid enough, I don't want to do this anymore. Despite the fact that he does get a lot of fucking views on his YouTube channel, which obviously translate to a lot of money. And not to mention he does obviously have a big following on Twitch, so of course he's making money off subs revenue, ad revenue, sponsors, all that good stuff. And yet he still doesn't think that's enough. Just how much does he need? Of course, I don't know how much he is genuinely getting paid. I'm just speculating here, but there's no way in hell it's not enough to do streaming full time. As you know, for now, I have just streamed on Twitch. Twitch has a lot of problems and has never really treated me like they should. I know a lot of other streamers and friends of mine have had the same experience. Twitch has doubled down on poor decisions that are anti-creator, anti-community, and is owned by Amazon, a mega corporation that, let's just say, isn't the best of people. I also would like to mention that what Amazon does to their workers is obviously shitty, but Twitch and Amazon technically are different companies. Yes, they are kind of partnered because obviously Amazon Prime Gaming, all that's good stuff. But you can't say just because Amazon owns Twitch instantly makes Twitch a terrible platform. I'm not saying Twitch is a great platform. It's not because Amazon owns them that they are as bad. When Kick first reached out to me, I thought, hell no. I thought of all the issues that I had seen with the platform and I instantly told them no. Then over the course of many months, we had more and more discussion. And even just me actually being able to talk to the CEO and have them listen to my concerns as a creator was a massive difference from anything Twitch has ever done. The Twitch CEO didn't even know me at TwitchCon. If you really thought Kick was just a no-go, you wouldn't have ever continued having conversations with them. It's clear, or at least believable, that you thought you could get more money if, you negotiate as time goes on. I do agree that Twitch probably doesn't treat him as they should. However, he's not the only streamer on that platform. He's not the biggest streamer on the platform, and he's not the only streamer of that size. There are countless other streamers just as big as him. But of course, they're not all American, so he probably doesn't even know they exist because Americans are dumb. Those sentences really read to me as just entitlement. He really thinks he's entitled to a lot better treatment than he's actually getting, which I do agree with somewhat. I'm sure he does make Twitch a lot of money, so they probably should treat him better. But it's not like he's as valuable to them as XQC is. If Sapnap leaves, there's still a bunch of other streamers just as big or even bigger than him that can stay on the platform and bring them just as much money. He's not really all that special is what I'm trying to say. And he's not special on Kick either. Aiden Ross is bigger than him. XQC is bigger than him. Train is bigger than him. He probably just likes being heard. Even if the Kick CEO probably forgets everything he says, he at least is hearing him and he likes that. They showed and talked to me about plans they had for improving the platform and all of their creator forward benefits they already had. They were open to criticism and openly admitted to problems that the platform had that I was bringing up. The changes I have seen recently have been positive and they promise to continue the positive direction they are headed towards. I will give Kick this, they do genuinely listen to the community as much as they possibly can. However, I still think, and anything good they even try to do is completely outweighed by the people they have on their platform, such as Aiden Ross. There's also Aiden Ross, and I think there's this one streamer called Aiden Ross. I'm sorry, I really do just genuinely hate Aiden Ross. I really do think Kick is trying to make themselves seem better by listening to community, something Twitch constantly doesn't do. However, that doesn't change the fact that a lot of its audience is built on the worst kind of people imaginable. Kick is a new platform that right now, quite honestly, doesn't have great representation creator-wise. At the very least, he understands that. I would love to spearhead positive change at Kick. I want it to be welcoming to everyone and finally give Twitch a reason to be worried so they can continue treating creators however they want with no consequences. I do get that he's saying that he's coming from a good place, like he's saying that he just wants to spearhead positivity. However, the fact is, you're probably the only person on there that wants to spearhead positivity. The rest just want to spearhead fame and clout because they know the more people that go to Kick, the more money they get. And of course, everybody also knows that hate usually works better than positivity. I hear your guys' concern and I agree with a lot of them, and I even have brought up some of them directly to the Kick team with positive responses. Obviously, that doesn't mean everything is going to be fixed in one day or that everything can even be fixed, but I have hope and I'm going to try my best to directly contribute towards positive change. We've seen this before where companies pretend to listen. For example, with Penguin Zero, who talked to the YouTube CEO, he went on to go say like how she was genuinely listening. She was saying that she'd do this, she'd do that, and yet none of the changes happen. It's usually a PR move. Like they want streamers or content creators to say good things about them so their image is boosted more and the platform is usually boosted. So I really do think Kick is just trying to get Sapnap to believe that he is being listened to, but in the end they probably won't do anything as they promised to. This is a non-exclusive deal, so I'm still going to be streaming on Twitch, which honestly I don't understand why these people are doing this, including XQC. XQC got signed for 100 million, and yet he says Kick is so much better in every way, but he still streams on Twitch. It's like saying this chair is amazing and I love it, but I still choose to sit on the floor. It doesn't make sense. Why would you choose not to do the thing you're more comfortable with or the thing you say is better? But at the end of the day, the biggest reason I signed this deal is because of the company Twitch has become over the last few years. I went to platforms other than Kick to talk about streaming deals as well, and none of them seemed as open to discussion about concerns and problems with their respective platforms. Twitch even refused to offer me a reasonable deal at all, and has basically spat in the face of creators like me who deserve to have more say on the platform and better treatment in general. I cannot believe he genuinely wrote both of those sentences and didn't see any problem with them. He literally just said Twitch wasn't offering to pay me enough and other streaming platforms weren't either. He can say it's about discussion all he wants. He can say he doesn't feel hurt, but in reality we know none of them were offering as much as Kick was offering. Kick has money from an unregulated crypto gambling site. They have so much money to toss around, and of course they were willing to just give Sapnap a lot more than he was probably worth just to get him on their side. And in the end, was it really worth it for Kick as a whole? Probably not. I mean, like I said, Sapnap only has 3,000 followers in 2 days despite having over 1 million followers on Twitter, which is just completely sad. At the end of the day, I'm excited for this new journey and hopeful for all the positive things that can come from it. Again, I hear you guys' concerns and I agree with what you are saying, but I truly think this will be a positive thing in the long run for us, for our community, for other creators that streaming as a whole. It's funny because most of his community isn't even following him to do this. On plenty of other platforms I use, example Twitter, I strongly disagree with plenty of the things the company does, but on Kick I have a voice and direct line to real change and feel like I can bring positive changes to the platform, unlike most other platforms I use. Thank you guys for always supporting me and being by my side through everything I do, despite the fact that right now they aren't. It's not always easy, but we have already had such a big impact in the gaming world, being more accepting of everyone, and I think we can continue to do that, even when it seems like a big mountain to climb. That's just how I've been thinking about it, and blah blah blah. It's just basically bye bye. He knows his fan base and he knows the kind of people that are part of his fan base, the group, and yet he decides to join a platform that goes against all of that. It's understandable why everyone just thinks it was about the money, because it probably literally probably was. After reading this Pastebin, you can see he says how other platforms weren't willing to offer him enough, or weren't willing to, I guess, treat him how he thinks he should be. I really do think Sapnap is just extremely entitled. I get he's a big streamer and content creator, but he's not the only one. He's not entitled to millions that he thinks he is, and it's just crazy to me that he really does think that he just is. Sapnap has gone on to say he wanted to express his perspective even more on his stream. However, I didn't wait until that stream before making this video, because either way, I really do think no matter what he says on stream doesn't change the fact that money, he basically just sold out his fans for a lot of money. And whether or not Sapnap will recover from this is debatable. I do think he will. In the end, Minecraft fan bases always just kind of forgive and forget with like Dream cheating and all that stuff. Everyone just kind of forgot about it. Nobody cares anymore. anymore. But at least Dream wasn't selling out his audience. He was just faking his speedruns. This man sold out his audience for more money. It's crazy. But yeah, that's about it. If you like the video, subscribe. If you dislike the video, like the video. I've been DeathFeeder0. You've been watching Sinozo.mp4. Avada Kedavra.